Okay, now as we already have finished this section of the first row, let's move on to the next row or the second row. In here there are 3 items, so we don't need to apply the span with it, and let's get into the codes and do it. So this is our first row here. Let's comment this, it will be easier for us to understand. First row maybe. Now we need to start the second row. Okay, how we are going to do that? This is our style, and here we don't need the flex because we don't need to align something. We can add the image at first, then this title or heading text, then paragraph text and the author info. So let's create a div, and it has the border. This is the same as before, border gray 100, rounded to XL, also overflow hidden. We also need to add the transition, also the duration, but previously we have used the duration 500, but this is a small item, so if we use duration 500 it will take too much long because it will look ugly. We can use duration 200, it means 0.2 second. Also let's give it a hover, shadow, let's try large. Also when we hover on that, let's apply hover, border transparent. I think everything is good now. Now inside this we need the anchor tag because it will act as an anchor. Let's put it blank for now. Now we need to add our image, so it's the image, not the author, image 2. Now we need to add the text here. I'm going to put it inside a div, and it will have some padding around it, so padding X, let's give it padding X of 4, and padding bottom we also need that to create some gap between the author info and the lower border. So let's try 6. Now we need the title. Actually we can get the title from here, it's almost the same except for the text size. It is too XL, it is too big. So let's try text XL. I think it will be okay now. Yes, it is okay, it's looking fine. Now we need to add some paragraph text here, so we can either get that or we can use the dummy text of lorem ipsum. So let's get the paragraph text, and it's also the same as this. It has this class of text general and some padding bottom. Let's use paragraph with the class of text general. So let's get some padding bottom. Now 5, lorem 20. Okay, this is our text. Now we need to add the author info. It is the same as we have added the previous text, the previous blog post. Let's copy this and put it after finishing of the paragraph. Now we have this. Now we can talk about some gap here, but before we do that, let's create 2 more items like this one. We can just copy and paste this, but before that I need to talk about the apply directive of Tailwind CSS. So what it actually is that in here there are too many classes. In this heading there are also too many classes, and all of the headings like this third item, fourth item, and this last item, and even this item has the same effect, right? Repeating all of the class names, it looks kind of messy. So we can use the apply directive to solve this issue. So let me show you how we can do that. Let's give it our own classes. So it is an box, so I'm going to name it box, or let's name it block card. Okay, this is our own class. We now need to cut all of the classes from here. Now we need to go to our tailwind.css. Now we are going to use our apply directive. So how apply does, or we have given this a class of block dash cart, right? So we are going to create the class block cart, and inside it we are going to apply all of the classes that we have cart from the header. So this is it, we don't need to do anything else. But in order to make this work, we need to run the command. But before that, let's also do the same thing with this heading. Let's cart it and give it a class name of post dash title, post title, and we are going to apply all the classes. Okay, let's ignore this error messages, we don't need to think about it. Now we need to run this build CSS command to compile all of the changes inside our main style.css. So npm run build-css. Now as the compilation process has done, we can now close the terminal, we don't need that anymore. And this is our index.html, and it is looking kind of clean now because we have removed all the long text in here. So let's see our live demo, and here nothing has changed. Now we can make some copy of it. There are 3 blog posts, so this is the second row, the first item. Let's do some copy. Now we need to change the images. This is the second image, let's make it third, and this is our fourth. We can also change the image of author. Okay, now this is our blog post, and it is looking very congested, so we need to now apply some gap. So in order to apply the gaps, we need to apply it on the grid system. So let's get on the grid, and this is our grid, so we need to apply the gaps with it. So we can apply gap on the y direction and the x direction. So around the y direction, the gap should be more than the gap in the x direction. Let's do that. Let's apply some gap at the y direction of 16 and gap as the x direction of maybe 12. Let's see. Now this is it. Okay, now the gap is looking great, and I don't think we have anything else to do here, although we can reduce the duration of this hover a little bit, and also the shadow, because it is too much. This is our first post here, so let's make it large. Also let's reduce the duration to 300 maybe. Okay, now it's fine, but in here this is some demo text, but we have copied the text from the top post, so we can actually apply the text here. There are 8 words, so let's do that. Okay, we can apply our lorem ipsum demo text in here, lorem 8. Let's copy it and put it the other elements. Okay, now we have applied the demo text perfectly. I think it is looking fine now. Now let's move on to the third row here. The first item will be taking 2 columns, and the last one will be taking single column, and we are going to do that in the next video.